Greetings, 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 royal family. I'm back. Happy Thursday, everybody. Today is the 13th of May. All right, the countdown has begun. The 17th of May is my birthday. Mark your calendars. It's just another day. Anyway, hopefully everybody had a splendid Thursday. We got some good news, okay? Onika Tanya Mirage is going to be going live on her Instagram at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You need to check your local listings to find out what time in your time zone that will be. I'm on the East Coast. I'm Eastern Time, so I know it's 11 o'clock p.m. for me. So I'm going to hurry up so that I can get this video up for my YouTube Royal Family members. Shout out to all of my Twitch Royal Family members who are joining me live in real time. All right, so we got some cute little hot topics. It's good to be back. Make sure you are hitting the like button to my YouTube Royal Family members. You know, as you're coming in, it's your admission fee. Cost you nothing, and I would greatly appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get into these topics. First up, I saw this yesterday, and I thought it would be fun to share. Our big cousin Fantasia's baby shower is going to be streaming live on Facebook. I thought that this was pretty dope for her to be sharing this with everybody. She did have some complications with her pregnancy. She was hospitalized for a few days, but all is well. She's on bed rest, I'm assuming, and she is going to be sharing this special occasion with the public. I thought this is pretty dope. So this is going to be Sunday, May 16th, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook Live. So it's a virtual celebration. She is having a girl, and this is sponsored by Cuties. So I think that that's really, really dope. She doesn't have to share anything with us, with the public, but she's deciding to do so. I'm going to be tuned in because I want to see what it's given. I'm happy that Fantasia is having a healthy pregnancy. Okay. All right. Who's up next on the agenda? Okay. I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I'm back talking about it again. So Wendy Williams, right? So she broke up with this man, Mike Esterman. This is the guy that she was dating for a little while. Wendy went on her show yesterday and said that they weren't in a relationship because Mike Esterman spoke to Page Six, I think it was, and said that, you know, he lives in Maryland, Wendy lives in the city in New York, and he works, he's a contractor, he does other things, and she deserves someone who has more time for her. So apparently Wendy didn't like the fact that he spoke to Page Six, which I could understand. But then again, Wendy, you had this man all over your social media. You had people taking pictures of you and him leaving your apartment, saying that it was paparazzi. I think it began to be too much for Mr. Esterman, in my opinion. So Wendy, called him childish for speaking to the press. So he decides to speak to Page Six again. Page Six reached out to him because they wanted to see if he had a response for Wendy calling him childish, which I think, Wendy, there's so many things that you don't address, right? That the public would love for you to address. Why choose to address this, right? Like, even things that happen on your show, you opt not to address those things. I totally understand. But why address this? He didn't say anything negative. Whatever. So I guess, Page Six reached out. Listen, they have a job to do, and I am not mad at them. So this is according to Radar Online. Wendy's quote-unquote ex-boyfriend is lashing out at his former fling for calling him out on her talk show. Now, of course, she has to have the last word, and because she is the kind of person that she is, she's the only thing that will make herself look best. This is what Maryland-based contractor Mike Esterman told Page Six. After this, I really hope that Wendy says nothing else. There's nothing else to say. He has his opinion. He didn't say anything. I think he was pretty gracious. He wasn't rude. But Wendy, you're bringing more attention to this than it needs. And it's like so many other things you opt not to address. But this, anyway, earlier this week, this is according to Radar Online. Earlier this week, following what seemed to be a relatively amicable split, Esterman told both Page Six and The Sun that the two had called it quits after a short time together because of the distance and his busy work schedule. The media personality then retorted on the Wendy Williams show, calling him childish for speaking to the press about their breakup. So Wendy said, I didn't say anything publicly because I'm that grown. We would have had this discussion way behind the scenes. I am not embarrassed because I'm that grown. But since childish one, Mike, well, he's giving quotes. This is what Wendy said on her show. Norman is such a professional. Norman was trying to keep his cool. Of course, he's going to be on Wendy's side. So despite the little sass, Wendy Williams, she essentially agreed with Esterman's assessment of why they parted ways. So Wendy went on to say, Mike is in Maryland. You guys keep asking, where is Mike? I'm like, Mike has a job. He's a contractor / social influencer. That's shady. And whatever he has going on, whatever he does. She also went on to say, Mike is a nice guy, but we are too geographically far from each other. Can you imagine me leaving here right now and getting in the car and traveling for 4 hours? This is what she was saying to her audience. And of course, Suzanne was like, no, she co-signs everything that Wendy says. Wendy goes on to say, I thought that maybe something could happen because we're grown people. You know what I'm saying? So for his part, Mike, he told Page Six that he was surprised that there was so much, commotion surrounding their major quote unquote breakup, considering that he didn't even think that they had that big of a relationship to begin with, other than getting to know each other on a few dates. So Mike says, all that I said was I had no time to make any plans when people kept asking when we would see each other again, he said. Wendy, who's 56, she first met Mike, who's a real estate executive, back in February during her show. She had like a segment called Date Wendy. And Mike said that, he was encouraged to apply for the competition by his pal, Mario Lopez. Let me tell you what it is that Wendy doesn't like. Wendy doesn't like the fact that the press is reaching out to him and he's talking to the press. Wendy don't really like that. Like anything pertaining to her private life, she roasted her brother when her brother decided to go on his YouTube channel and talk about Wendy allegedly not being at their mother's funeral, being still in contact with her ex-husband. So she roasted her brother. Now, I can understand that, but Mike didn't say anything. I don't know. Wendy just doesn't like that. She ain't really feeling that. If you're talking to the press and she's not aware, that's going to be a problem with Big Mama. So I totally get it. I understand. What do you guys think? Do you think that Mike should have just said no comment? Do you think that Wendy is overreacting? Now, mind you, Wendy, what's so interesting is Wendy, like I said, look at the pictures. She posted this, man. They would go out to eat and she would post him. She posted this on her IG. It's like, girl, you giving a whole lot of Miss Wendy. So I guess Wendy's just not feeling him talking to the press. So there you have it. I knew she was going to run that man off. No shade, Auntie Wendy. I got love for you, but girl, you was doing way too much. Way too much. All right, who's up next? Tiffany Haddish. Lord have mercy. So Tiffany Haddish, this is according to Yahoo News. Tiffany Haddish, she is she's supposed to be taking over for Ellen, the Ellen DeGeneres show, after, Ellen decides that she is quitting. Do you guys want to see Tiffany Haddish on daytime television? I don't. I'm not going to be watching, so it really doesn't make a difference to me. So the article reads, Tiffany Haddish has reportedly emerged as the favorite to take up the daytime TV mantle long occupied by Ellen DeGeneres. Now, who said that? Like, what poll did y'all take that told y'all that we want to see and hear from Tiffany Haddish? I don't quite understand. Whatever. Anyway, Tiffany is a favorite. She has humor and empathy in spades. What? This is a senior NBC Universal source told Page Six. She's top of the list to get a daytime show. She's a fresh voice. I don't know. Did you guys do a survey with the public? Do the people want Tiffany Haddish on daytime television? Doesn't she host like a Kids Say the Darndest Thing? Is that show still running? I think she does, because I think it was announced that she won some award on the show or something like that. She's good with the kids. I've seen it a few times, and it's a pretty cute show, but I don't know about her taking over daytime television. Oh, no. I don't know. As we revealed in February, DeGeneres owns the rights to her show, which is syndicated and produced by Warner Brothers. So it's impossible to replace her without launching a fresh format with a new host. This is what Page Six wrote in their report. Haddish was guest host on the Ellen DeGeneres show in October after reports of a toxic workplace environment led to the dismissal of executive producer Ed Glavin and Kevin LeMan, as well as co-executive producer Jonathan Norman. Not to be confused with Wendy's Norman. Totally different person, okay? The three men were accused by former and current employees of misconduct and harassment, in addition to inciting racism, fear, and intimidation. DeGeneres addressed the allegations for the first time when she returned to her show in September. Haddish appeared on that same episode and voiced her support for Ellen. The comedian and actress filled in as guest host for a third time last month. She had, what's his name? Marlon Wayans was on the show when Tiffany Haddish was guest hosting, and I think she was supposed to be hired, or she tried out for something that the Wayans brothers were doing. And Marlon Wayans told her that, he didn't hire her because she was too extra. He said that she was passing gas, she was sitting on people's laps, she was just doing too much. And I thought that was such a good thing for Tiffany Haddish to hear. Maybe not on public television, but she did ask. So, Marlon was honest with her because, yeah, Tiffany, it's like you do too much. So, but some people find her humorous. I don't. DeGeneres confirmed in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter that the 19th season of her syndicated daytime talk show will be her last. When you're a creative person, you constantly need to be challenged. And as great as this show is, and as fun as it is, it's just not a challenge anymore. This is what she said. She said she's not challenged. The article continues. DeGeneres later told the audience during Wednesday's episode that she allowed her instincts to dictate when it was right time to go. They meant to say a right time to go, or right time to depart or leave. Yeah, okay, Ellen girl, if that's what you want us to believe. She goes on to say, you may wonder why I've decided to end after 19 seasons. The truth is, I always trust my instincts. My instincts told me it's time. Your instincts in the form of production, but okay. As a comedian, I've always understood the importance of timing. In all seriousness, I truly have felt like next season was the right time to end this amazing chapter. Sure, Ellen. Ellen said that she informed the staff of her decision on Tuesday. Page Six reported in January that executives for Telepictures, the production company behind Ellen, were aware that DeGeneres, who had 1 year left on her deal, wanted to leave, but they preferred if she got a replacement so they could hold on to her current time slot. Oh, that's how Tiffany Haddish is getting. Okay. Page Six also reported that it appears the increasingly popular Kelly Clarkson show is primed to take Ellen's coveted 3:00 p.m. time slot. Do you guys care? Do you guys watch Ellen? And do you want to see Tiffany Haddish replace Ellen DeGeneres? Personally, I don't care. I don't really watch Ellen. I've seen clips online. I've never been a fan of Ellen's show. I did like Ellen back in the day, way back in the day when Ellen had her own scripted sitcom. Boy, I'm showing my age. Let me know if you remember that. I felt like that was funny. I think it was called Ellen back then. And she had like a little bob, you know what I'm saying, with a little bang with her blonde hair. So that was funny. But when she started to do her talk show, yeah, no, I was never really interested. I tried, but it just didn't work. Now, speaking of Ellen and daytime talk show, she had Oprah on, right? This is according to the LA Times. So Oprah decided to provide Ellen with some words of wisdom and some comforting words during her, her appearance on the show. So I thought that this was extremely interesting. So in her, quote, Today interview on Thursday morning, Ellen DeGeneres called the scandal that plagued her last summer misogynistic and orchestrated. So now Ellen is saying that this is a plan to take her up out of here. But her video chat with Oprah Winfrey struck a different tone, presenting two celebrities bonding over the rare experience of hosting a long-running daytime talk show, then ending it. Aw, the ankle bracelet sisters were bonding, guys. Okay, so here's the article. Listen, it's almost 10 years ago when I was in this exact position. I know what those feelings are. I also know the feeling of leading up to it. This is what Winfrey said in the interview, which was taped Wednesday for the broadcast on Thursdays, the Ellen DeGeneres show. Now, Ellen told the Hollywood Reporter Wednesday that her show will end with its upcoming 19th season, despite last year's drama over allegations of a toxic workplace. The 63-year-old maintains that she made the decision 2 years ago when she signed a final 3-year contract to do the syndicated program. Okay? Hearing you say and announcing to the world that it was your instinct and you thought long and hard about it, because anybody would know that for something that is as powerful as the show is in other people's lives, that you would not take that lightly. This is what Oprah Winfrey is telling Ellen. So DeGeneres, she told Winfrey the same thing that she told, the Hollywood Reporter, that, she's a creative person and she needs a new challenge. That's why she has done things like, returning to stand-up comedy. She says Winfrey predicted that among the relationships linked to the show, DeGeneres would, like herself, miss the audience the most. So Oprah basically went on to say that she's going to miss the audience interaction, not just like, them clapping on cue and oohing and eyeing, but she's going to miss the conversations with the audience and the connections with the audience, because Oprah, she herself missed that part of being on daytime television. And Oprah went on to say that after taping, she would still sit on stage and the audience would be seated in their seats and she would engage and interact with the audience, So, I thought that this was an interesting exchange. And, Ellen DeGeneres went on to say that, she appreciates Oprah. She loves Oprah. She's wise and she's one of her favorite people, and she appreciates her and she's lucky to have her as a friend. So Oprah, she had her show on, I think she ended it in 2011, I think it was. Remember, she had like the final season. She had so many giveaways and performances, and it was the last season was really good. And 25 years Oprah was on air. Is that the longest running? Who's running longer than her? Jerry Springer was on longer than her, right? Anyway, so Oprah was just basically giving her some words of wisdom. She said that Ellen wanted to give her staff and her crew like a whole year to prepare, because again, this was instinct. But if it was instinct, Ellen, how can you go on to say that this is a result of misogyny? I don't know. It's just really, really, really weird. So after a commercial break, Ellen, like I said, she told Oprah that she appreciates her, and she told her how beautiful she was, her mascara was. She was being funny, So I wonder if Ellen will return to stand-up. That'll be interesting to see. She's funny. She had a couple of stand-up specials back in the day. She was funny. Like I said, I liked her scripted sitcom that she had back in the day. But as far as her talk show, there were some cute moments that came from it. But I didn't tune in like how I would tune into Wendy Williams or Judge Judy. Like just the Ellen DeGeneres show wasn't really my thing. So drop down in the comments. Let me know if you were a huge Ellen fan. Are you going to miss the show? How do you feel about Tiffany Haddish possibly replacing Ellen DeGeneres? I don't know. If you're just joining, welcome. Be sure to hit the like button. That is your admission fee. And we're going to move this thing along. Okay, now this I thought was very interesting, and I want to know what your opinions are about this. So this is according to Black Enterprise. Iyanla Vanzant aims to fix policing in America by healing police officers. Huh? So Iyanla wants to work with 12? Girl, this should be interesting. So Iyanla Vanzant, she opened up about working with the police department to help end, the trauma caused by fatal police encounters. So she was speaking with the Griot. She basically described the policing issue as sudden, unexpected events or experiences that have a or serious impact on mental, emotional, and sometimes physical health. What do you got? Okay. Now, I'm a huge fan of Iyanla Fix My Life. I am. I watch often. But what do you guys think about Iyanla doing fixing my life work with police officers? I think this would work with police officers or anybody in law, in some sort of law enforcement position who are willing to, as Iyanla would say, do the work, right? So she basically explained how society needs to move away from the political intervention with policing issues and move toward mental health awareness and healing from the traumatic experiences. Her hopes include working with police departments and implementing some of the healing practices that she's preached in her books and on her own hit reality television show. She said, "Before you can see me as whatever my human expression is, Black, Latinx, whatever, brown, and be sensitive to that, you got to see me as a human being. You can't see me as a human if you don't feel like a human." This is what she said. And she touched on the, quote, support and mental health intervention police officers are in need of. Now, wouldn't that fall on their police training? Don't you think that if that's the case, then police should be trained in how to de-escalate mental, health, people who are suffering from mental breakdowns as a result of mental health issues? They should also be receiving counseling, mental intervention. You get what I'm trying? I don't know how to de-escalate certain situations. And if they themselves, I just feel like if a police officer finds him or herself in need of mental health intervention, I just think that should be done. Yes. And the same compassion should be used when they are in a situation where they have to de-escalate the situation. I get what Iyanla is saying. I really respect Miss Iyanla Vanzant, Mother Iyanla. I respect her. I value her. I appreciate her. I started to sound like Charlamagne, right? I do. I am just concerned that this will be not a fruitless attempt to mend fences between law enforcement and the public. I don't want to say fruitless, but I'm concerned that this will consume her. And I feel like she might get a lot of backlash, which she probably, not that she doesn't care, but I'm pretty sure she's prepared for that. I'm afraid that the message will get lost because I get it. I get what she is saying, but I just feel like some people are probably not ready for this right now. And I get it, I guess everybody just has to do the work. This is going to be very, very interesting. I'm going to keep my eye on this story because I'm pretty sure people are going to have strong opinions about that. But Iyanla, she's used to that. I'm pretty sure she's used to all of that. All right, who is up next, child? We got to keep this train moving. Oh, yes. Kandi, look who is getting their own television show. Kandi Burruss Tucker. So she lands in Real Housewives of Atlanta spin-off series. Interesting, right? So, Kandi is all about her business, okay? This is according to thatgrapejuice.net. And so it's only apt that the star's newly announced Real Housewives of Atlanta spinoff focuses on exactly that, her being a boss. Now, basically Bravo kind of took the lid off of this secret. So it's going to be Kandi's OLG project. So it is set to premiere this fall, and this is the synopsis of the docuseries. Like to hear it? Here it go. Kandi, Todd, and the old lady gang comprised of Mama Joyce and Aunt Nora and Bertha. Didn't one of her aunts pass away? I thought one of her aunts passed away. Correct me if I'm wrong, royal family. Anyway, this is the synopsis, okay? So they all are going to continue to build their restaurant empire while keeping their over-the-top and opinionated staff in line and making their vision come to fruition. The new series follows the staff in and out of the restaurant, witnessing how workplace slights bleed into their social lives. Everyone at OLG has a passion. be it for dancing, comedy, or just to follow in Kandi's mogul footsteps. And these dreams can get in the way of running food and ensuring customers don't leave those dreaded 1-star Yelp reviews. And the fact that some are single and constantly flirting with the cute clientele and each other doesn't exactly help things either. It's a monumental task to face, but if anyone can do it, it's Kandi. So this is basically just reaffirming her boss status. Kandi, she's going to be the executive producer, of course, alongside husband Todd Tucker and Truly Original, right? So this news comes on the heels of Portia Williams bagging her own spinoff special and confirmation that a Real Housewives All-Star season is incoming. Now, Cynthia sat down with an interview for that grape juice, and Cynthia kind of confirmed. This is interesting. I'm not shocked at all because I remember when Nene was pretty much kind of talking about people getting their own spin-off shows, and everyone thought that she was talking about Kim Zolciak. And I feel like I was the only one that I know of. I was sitting talking down with the crew, and I remember, Nene was talking about Kim. She's jealous. I said, she's talking about Kandi. And voila, Kandi has her spinoff show. Y'all are going to put some respect on Lanithia Nene/Nene Leakes' name. Yes, I do love Nene. I like Nene. That's my girl. I knew it. I said she's not talking about Kim. She's talking about Kandi. This was last summer, though, when all that stuff was going around. That's okay, Nene. I mean, I wish Kandi well. She definitely works hard, so I'm not even going to knock her hustle. She is a hard worker, and I feel like she should enjoy the fruits of her labor. So Bravo, I'm sure, is happy because you don't think that they're getting a piece of the profits off of her business? Think again. So will you be tuned in? I would. If Mama Joyce is going to be a part of it, even though, Mama Joyce can be a lot. She can be a little bit inappropriate, rude. I think it's going to be funny. I wonder if Riley will be on there. Well, Riley's going away to school, but I wonder if she'll make like little appearances because I like Riley. She be with the ish, and she be shady sometimes, and she be getting Kandi together. I think that's the only person that can check Kandi is Mama Joyce and Riley. Well, let me know what you think. Okay. Moving along. Speaking of Real Housewives of Atlanta, drama. Okay, so this is according to the Neighborhood Talk on their Instagram page. They posted, listen, y'all better enter this contest. Simon says that he's offering $50,000 to anyone who can prove that he cheated on his soon-to-be ex-wife, Fallon Guavadia. Fallon Guavadia appeared on the show. They made it seem as though her and Portia were friends. They're going through a divorce. Portia is now dating Simon Guavadia and is allegedly engaged. I think it's all fake for a storyline, but we shall see. So there was this girl that came out. She did an interview with the Jasmine brand. It's actually on the Jasmine brand's Instagram page. And it's on their website. I'm not Instagram, their YouTube page, and it's on their website. The girl wasn't saying nothing. Okay, apparently he got back to her house. She saw him at a bar. He went back to her house and he complained about his wife and how his marriage was a mess. And the wife being Fallon Guavadia. So now people are running with this story like, oh, he's cheating on Portia with this girl. He cheated on Fallon with this girl. So Simon says, look, I'll give anybody $50K who can prove that I cheated on Fallon with this girl. So his caption on his Instagram reads, let's have some fun. If anyone can show credible receipts that I cheated on my ex-wife between June 14, 2019, date of marriage, and January 15, 2021, date of initial divorce filing, I have $50,000 waiting for you. In the meantime, we have timeline issues with someone claiming to have dated me at the same time as my fiance Portia. Let's get some facts. Ooh, so he's up in the ante, honey. So apparently, obviously, they're paying attention to what's going on in the blogs. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, y'all better get y'all facts ready. Okay, he's offering $50K. This should be interesting. So apparently, he's saying he didn't cheat. I mean, the girl, like I said, if you listen to the girl's interview, this is the girl who claims that she was in his car and she said that they dated. She was asked whether if they were intimate. She refused to answer. She said people are going to believe whatever they want to believe. She wasn't saying much of nothing, child. She just trying to get attention. So I don't think Simon got to lie about whether he sleeps with anybody, in my opinion. Drop that in the comments. Let me know what you think. All right, up next, some good news in television. So this is according to vulture.com. Paramount is basically restarting the game. Remember the game that used to come on UPN with Tasha Mack? Oh my God. Oh, I loved this show. Love this show. What was this a spinoff from? Dang it. I'm drawing a blank. This was a spinoff of something. I can't remember what show it was. And remember when Brandy came on the show, Chardonnay? I love this show. So I'm excited that they're doing a reboot. I don't think they can mess this up, right? So Wendy Raquel Robinson, who's Tasha Mack, and Hosea Chanchez, is that how you say his name? Anyway, they're coming back. So these are the two original cast members that are coming back. And Mara Brockakil is basically, and Kelsey Grammer. Oh, is this a spinoff of Girlfriends? I think it is, right? No, anyway, I don't remember. So they're going to be, they're signing on. Mara Brockakil is back on. Kelsey Grammer is back on. So, you know, I'm here for this 1,000%. So this is going to be, it didn't give a date. I looked through this and I looked through the other articles. Yeah, it was on CW first and then it went to BET, right? These actors went on to do other things, but I'm excited. Like, it didn't give a date though. Now I've heard this, I think last year they said that this was supposed to be coming back too, and it was just a rumor. So apparently they're working on something. Can they bring Girlfriends back for a finale, a proper finale? I want to see Joan get married. And I know that everybody has been begging for a freaking Girlfriends movie. Maybe it's just me. This was still one of my favorite shows. Like, can we get a Girlfriends finale, please? It's just not right. Anyway, y'all, moving along. Portia Williams. So Portia just posted this to her Instagram not too long ago. And she wants to let y'all know, Portia is trolling. She is trolling very hard. Her wearing that big dress for Mother's Day when Simon was there and Dennis was there, and her showing that engagement ring, her wearing that dress, I think she knew people would like start saying that she's pregnant. See, here's the thing. We don't know when this picture was taken. She posted it not too long ago today, but we don't know when this picture was taken. I have to see it to believe it. I don't know, but she's trolling hard. Go ahead, Portia. You looking snatched, girl. So this is her. And she also posted, if you don't understand it fully, don't speak on it. Too many people have full opinions with half the facts. Ooh. And that's a quote from Tony A. Gaskins Jr. Who you talking to, Portia? Now let's go to Portia's page, because in her stories, I can't go to her page. In her stories, she did post herself working out. Okay. See, she was at the gym. This was an hour ago. Loading. She said she getting her summer body ready. So she doesn't look like she's with child. What do you guys think? Why is Portia trolling us? Does she look like she have a little pudge? I don't know. Like I said, storyline. And that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it until otherwise is proven. Okay? All right, let's get into this DJ Academics and Joe Budden's shenanery. Okay. Yesterday was a long day. All right. I had the pleasure of listening to DJ Academics on his Twitch. He went live yesterday. I took a screenshot of him. This is when he had the most, I think, like 20,000 people at one time. But this is when it was 19.5 thousand viewers in real time. He was celebrating the fact that Joe Budden fired Rory, who DJ Academics has an issue with. Rightfully so. I get it. DJ Academics was on Twitch from 3:20 to about a little bit after 8 p.m. I was listening in its entirety because, you know, investigative journalism requires me to, listen and watch things in its entirety. I dozed off for a little while, probably for like 20 minutes. I kept dozing off, little 5 minutes. DJ Academics was screaming at the top of his lungs. He had sitting in front of his 4 or 5 monitors. He started the live playing songs like Crossroads by Bone Thugs and Harmony. He played End of the Road by Boyz II Men. He played Gangsta Lean, or whatever the heck the name of the song was. He was playing a whole bunch of songs because he had a funeral for Rory and Mal. DJ Academics was screaming at the top of his lungs. He was sitting there with his sunglasses on, his fitted hat. He had on his Versace robe. He had a bottle of Hennessy. People were donating. He was taking swigs out of the bottle of Hennessy. He said that he is going to be on Rory's head top until he is no longer here. He said he don't care. He said he's basically, till his casket drop, he's going to be on Rory's head top, Rory's kids' head top, just for violating him. Because Rory basically put mail in his mailbox, put a card in DJ Academic's mailbox, kind of threatening him, and then like indirectly threatening him. And then he also posted on Twitter, Rory that is, DJ Academic's zip code, which was a dead giveaway, trying to basically say, I know where you live. So DJ Academics actually showed the card and the envelope that the card came in yesterday during his live. He also posted it to his Instagram, I Am Academics, because he has like 2 different, that I'm aware of, 2 different Instagram pages. Anyway, DJ Academics was also playing snippets of Joe Budden's podcast when he was talking about, well, basically when Joe fired Rory. As far as Mal is concerned, he didn't say, Mal, you're fired or whatever, but, I'm assuming he fired both of them, whatever. And he was playing snippets of it. And Joe Budden was also saying, like, he doesn't have a problem with Academics. It was a lot from 3:20. He was supposed to go on at 3. I think he was late. He started at like 3 something because I was waiting for the notification. and didn't finish until after 8. It was just, I had a headache. I was like, oh my gosh. His voice was all hoarse. It was a lot. He was giving a lot of, his opinion, giving some tidbits. And I don't blame DJ Academics. I don't, because it's like, you tried to play me. So of course, this is sweet. This is sweet revenge for Academics. This is like revenge for Academics. And he was marveling in it. Now, Joe Budden, he ends his podcast after firing co-host Rory and Mal mid-show. Now, this is according to Yahoo News. If you guys haven't heard by now, it's a lot. It's a whole lot. So after 6 years of recording, the Joe Budden podcast has come to a dramatic end. Host Joe Budden fired his co-hosts Rory Farrell and Jamil Mal Clay while recording a podcast episode that was posted and then quickly deleted on May 12th. Budden later reposted the episode on Patreon, asking fans to subscribe to see the video footage of the podcast recording. I was lucky enough to be able to hear the entire podcast, luckily. Anyway, Joe Budden, he is a retired rapper and former love and hip hop star, is alone in the studio for the duration of the video. That's because co-hosts Mal and Rory, the podcast used to be called the Joe Budden Podcast with Rory and Mal. They both have been mostly absent from recording since March, when they took a hiatus to try to sort out their differences with Joe Budden. So when this podcast was recorded recently, they didn't show up to work that day because they wanted to quote unquote strike. And DJ Academics said that he got the drop ahead of time that Rory and Mal were supposed to be going on strike, and just so happens that source was correct because they didn't show up to work that day. So Joe Budden had enough because they had just came back from a hiatus. Rory had made threats that he wanted to enter into fisticuffs with Joe, a hot mess. Now, it seemed like the three were on the road to good terms in late April when they recorded their first episode after the break. But now the trio seems to be broken up for good. Budden fired Rory During an expletive Latin rant he recorded solo, claiming that Rory breached his contract. It's not clear exactly how the contract was breached, but fans are assuming the breakup is because Budden's co-host asked for more money. So this is what Joe Budden says. Rory feels like he has so many options here. Somehow he still feels like he's running the show, and he still feels like he has choices and options. He feels like he's entitled to more. Rory, you are in breach of your contract, and from this point forward, you are fired and you are not welcome back. Budden also called Rory a liability and said that he encouraged Rory and Mal to take their talents elsewhere and start their own show. Reps for Rory and Mal did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Budden, who started the show in 2016, also said he never funding someone's sabotage of me. That will never happen. I get far away from the threat. You can think peace until your face turns blue. Then, apparently addressing both Rory and Mal, Budden said, you take that effing dark energy, that arrogance, and that entitlement somewhere else. Now, when a fan asked him if the show was done now that it's, lost 2/3 of the host, Budden replied saying it's 100,000% over. Hell of a run, God bless. This is what Budden tweeted on Wednesday. Since firing Rory and ending things publicly, Budden has had plenty to say and has been replying to fans and critics alike on Twitter all day. One fan asked him if maybe this whole situation needs more thought than what you've given it, and Budden replied, no, it's time for it to stop being given thought. There are millions of podcasts. People will survive. So he just kept on. I was reading some of his responses or whatever. People were saying that, you're this, you're that. He said, yeah, whatever. I've been called worse by better. He's immune to the criticism. Let me tell you what my thoughts are. This could have been a whole separate video, but for time's sake, I'll keep it cute. If I hire you to do a job, right? Hire you. You are well aware of the terms and conditions of the contract presented to you prior to anything even being started, prior to you even being onboarded. You're hired to do a job. You do your job twice a week and you're paid generously as if you are someone working 7 days a week. There are other perks that you enjoy, or you take advantage of, aside from monetary compensation. But if I pay you to do a job, you're an employee. You're made aware that you're not going to have any ownership. Joe made it very clear that he's not sharing any ownership, giving up a piece of ownership. That was made very clear. He also said, hey, you guys should start building your brand. Why don't you create a YouTube channel? Why don't you expand? You got a huge platform sitting next to me, You're sitting next to a huge brand. You have time. You only work 2 days a week. Nobody wanted to do anything. But again, going back to what I said, if I hire you as an employee, right, and you're being paid to do a job, who told you you're getting paid a salary to perform a service? You don't get to question my pockets. If I'm the owner and operator, CEO, COO, I'm signing the checks, all that good stuff of the company, of the brand, of the business, and you're getting paid salary, and you agree to the terms and conditions, and you understand the terms and conditions of your contract, you don't get to question my pockets and want to see what my books and see all of this and see. Nah, you don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. It's not as though they weren't getting paid a percentage of whatever deal it was that Joe Budden had. No, you're getting paid a salary. Even when Joe was losing money, they were still getting paid a salary. So for you to hire outside entities and legal representation, for audits to take place and accounting books to be seen, you have some nerve. The problem is people would rather sink. They would rather sink, like they just want, how does the saying go? I'm trying to get it out. I'm getting too hyper. Like, you would rather watch the boat sink because you trying to be the captain of the ship. I don't remember how the saying goes. Y'all should know what I mean. What gives Rory the right to think that he is entitled to see any sort of account audits? Excuse me? I don't care if we've built a friendship before or after. This is business. Joe was really, his blood, sweat, and tears, his name is what got him at certain tables to negotiate certain deals. And Joe Budden said something. He says, you know what I did if I didn't like the terms of my contract? I waited till the end of my contract. Then I can renegotiate. And now Rory Normal can start a podcast until 1 year's time. But that was a part of the negotiation, the deal and terms and condition that you signed. I feel Joe 100,000% with this. This is not the first time that they walked out on Joe because I guess they decided to force Joe's hand and strike. Joe Budden should have never let them come back after that, in my opinion. But I think the reason why Joe let them come back is because I don't think that this was just a one instant. I think this is a accumulation of many things that Joe Budden was paying attention to and giving them enough rope to hang themselves. I'm like that sometimes. I will just watch and watch. Won't say nothing. And I'll just see it build up. Because I want to see for myself. That's why I sometimes let people do what they want to do so I can see what they would rather do. So I have enough evidence so that when it's time for me to move and make my decision, you can't come and rebuttal anything because I'll have a rebuttal for your rebuttal. So I don't think that this is just an instant, oh, Joe's being a hothead. If he was the way he was breaking everything down, and should he have exposed all of this? Who cares if he did or if he didn't? I don't think that's a horrible thing to do. Don't play me. And then when you get called out, oh, no, you took it too far. You were taking it too far when you thought that you could play me. You thought that you were entitled to what's mine publicly. You got fired on your day off. You let me know, anybody who works for a company, you're an employee of a company, go to the owner. Go to the owner of the company and demand to see an audit. Demand an audit. Demand to see, their books, their accounting books. Demand that. Don't show up for work. No call, no show. Go ahead and see if you still have a job. Let's move on. Let's take a break. I thought that this was really funny. The Shade Room posted this. And this post reads, I had a student who brought some crab legs to school for lunch and then got mad at me because she left her butter at home and I didn't have any. When I was young, the only seafood boil we had was fish sticks. Kids today are different. First of all, how you bringing crab legs to school? There are just some things that you just keep at home. You eat at home. Like, be conscious of the fact that what if somebody's allergic to seafood? And a lot of these schools these days, high school, middle school, grammar school, you can't even bring any snacks that contain any peanuts because people have peanut allergies. How you gonna get mad at the teacher for not having any butter? Just ghetto. All right. So Onika Tanya Mirage sets the internet on fire. She posted to her Instagram. All right, this was her in her beauty room. Okay, so this is page 6. She had her little icon hat on, and it's funny because I don't know where I saw a post. I saw a post somewhere where a lot of people were not only trying to buy the pink Crocs that she had on in her photo that she posted Monday, but they were also trying to buy this icon hat, sold out. Shout out to Nicki Minaj. So Wednesday, the Pink Friday artist shared photos of herself alongside lyrics to the unreleased track that read, Bees act like they want action. Heard they want action. B, we ain't ducking no action. I'm about to give them that traction. Send a distraction. Then I'ma line them up like fractions. Ooh, line them up, Nicki, line them up. She also shared a video of herself driving I showed that yesterday with husband in the passenger seat, and she flaunted a pink Richard Mille watch, okay, of which she claims there are only 8 in the world. So it's been over a year since Nicki Minaj dropped her most recent single, February 2020's Yikes. She's since, however, been featured on several songs from other artists, including Doja Cat's Say So remix and Nice to Meet Ya by Meghan Trainor. Perhaps Nicki Minaj's personal life has taken precedence over her career, as the mom recently lost her own father to a hit-and-run accident. Long Island driver Charles, he's 70, he allegedly struck Mr. Mirage, who was 64, with a car as the MC's father was walking across the street. Minaj's now widowed mother, Carol Mirage, sued the guy sued the driver and is asking for $150 million. So this is her Instagram page. So these are the photos that she posted today. And yesterday, so she basically is going live. New music at midnight, going live from my beauty room at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss it. I said this yesterday when I was playing this video. I said it would be dope if Nicki Minaj goes live before she premieres her new music. I hope that she has a video to go along with the music, but even if she doesn't, that is all right. I am not a barb. I want to go on record as saying that because I don't want the barbs tearing me up saying I'm a fake barb. I'm not a barb. Do I like Nicki Minaj as an artist? Absolutely, positively. I've been following her career since she entered the game, even before she was signed. I don't get into all of that back and forth. I don't care about none of that. All I care about is the music and the fashion. I'm not going to lie. I care about the music. So, barbs, as your unofficial barb consultant, focus on the music. There's so much chitter chatter going on, foolishness going on, attention-seeking behavior going on, and the barbs, you're getting distracted. You guys are a force to be reckoned with. I'm keeping it real from what I see. You got LLC to #1 on iTunes. Be on one accord. On one accord. Nicki is releasing music tonight at midnight. Okay? Get to work. Get in position. Get information. As your unofficial barb consultant, this is my advice to you. Focus. Stream. Focus and stream some more. That's it. That's all. I got to go because I have to get my wig ready because I want to see what Nicki Minaj is going to be wearing. I want to see what her beauty room looks like. I want to see what her hair is giving. I want to see what the comments are going to say. She might shut down IG, so I have to get in, ready early. Got to have the mobile devices charged. And I want to hear this music. I really hope that she has a visual. But if not, it's okay. All I care about me is the music. Don't care about nothing else outside of that. Her personal life, that's her business. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I care about the music and the fashion. That's it. That's all. And I hope that it is, I want Nicki to pop her bleep. That's what I want. I don't want no romantic Nicki. I don't want no soft Nicki. I want itty bitty piggy Nicki. Drop down in the comments if you agree. Let me know what you think. All right, Royal Family, that's all I got. Ain't got no more. Hopefully you guys will be tuned in like I will be tuned in to Nicki Minaj's live. This is going to be the talk of the week. She's been dropping clues all week, so we are going to be getting new music. And of course, I will be giving my feedback once the music drops. Let's keep our fingers and toes crossed for a visual, but if not, we still will be, we're appreciative of the music. All right. So let's get this cracking. I'm signing off. Thank you for joining me. If you joined late, don't forget to catch the replay. Shout out to my Twitch live family. Shout out to my Royal family, the replay family on YouTube. Make sure you hit the like button. I am signing off and I'll be back soon. Until next time, folks. Peace.